Hi, and welcome to another episode of Ask the Architect. I'm your host, Sean Corey. Today we're going to discuss the newly rebranded CAS Manager, the VDI platform formerly known as Teradici Cloud Access Manager, as well as tips on how to deploy it. Now, I promise this is the only marketing slide in the presentation. In case you were wondering, CAS Manager is a management plane that enables administrators and users to configure, manage, and monitor remote workstations and virtual desktops. CAS Manager comes in two different flavors: as a SaaS-based Teradici managed service, shown here, or an on-prem or cloud deployment where the key components are managed by your internal IT team. When you're ready to trial CAS Manager, it's important to note there are two different ways to deploy it, one for POCs and another for production environments. Today we'll focus on POCs. When doing a POC, make sure you've read and met the minimum requirements detailed in the installation guide. In addition to a VM for CAS Manager, you'll need a Mongo database and storage vault installed on the same virtual machine. You'll also need to open ports 443 and 80 on your corporate or cloud firewall. Once these ingredients are in place, launch the installer. The installer delivers CAS Manager as well as several external components such as K3s, MongoDB, Secret Store, and a self-signed SSL cert for HTTPS access. Installation times vary, but keep in mind that towards the end of the installation, the installer will check the CAS Manager's health status. This can take anywhere from 3 to 15 minutes and will time out after 15 minutes if the status is unavailable. If all goes as planned, the installer will create a file that contains default username and password for the newly created broker. That file can be found in the following folder: /opt/Teradici/cam. When you're ready to access the admin console, open a browser and navigate to whatever public or private IP address you've assigned. This is the external IP address of the target VM running CAS Manager. Log in as admin user and reference the password generated during installation. As we discussed, it's located in the temp-creds.txt file located in opt/Teradici/cam. After entering the credentials, you'll be prompted to change the password. Once that's complete, you'll be able to access CAS Manager with the default admin user account. At this point, we're ready to tackle the Cloud Access Connector, aka the CAC. Currently, there's no downloadable OVF or OVA template for CAC, so we need to build it. If the CAS Manager is the broker, the CAC is the traffic cop. The CAC runs on a Ubuntu 18.04 or 20.04 device and communicates with the CAS Manager on ports 443 and 80. Okay, let's look at our checklist. We need to assign a self-signed certificate to the CAC and add the LDAP-S role to our AD environment. We also need a service account with specific privileges. Now, let's pause here for a moment. This is an area where many of our customers get tripped up. Adding a role to AD is one thing, but certs and cert authorities are a different animal. If you're doing a POC, let us help make it easier by simply following the steps spelled out in KB Article 1707. This popular tech article, which can be found at help.teradici.com, includes a PowerShell script that does all the work for you and eliminates the need to install the certificate authority and LDAP-S roles in your Active Directory environment. Copy and paste the script and follow the steps in 1707 to add these roles programmatically while assigning a self-signed cert into the cert store. For service account privileges, check out the prerequisites section of the CAC v2 installation guide. Once the hardware framework, vCPU, memory, and storage for the CAC is in place, you're now free to download the CAC software from the Teradici portal. After downloading the installer, make sure to stage it somewhere it can be accessed by the Ubuntu server. So from here, log into your CAS Manager console with your admin user account. Right away, you'll notice the streamlined, easy-to-use CAS Manager interface. Once inside, you'll quickly realize there are multiple ways to accomplish a task. For example, when creating a new connector, we can either select the box on the main page or use the vertical ellipses button at the top. On clicking the 3-button icon, a new context menu appears, at which point we can select Create Deployment. From here, you'll be prompted to name your deployment and enter your registration code you received in email. Once entered, click Create. When prompted, assign a connector name and use the built-in checklist below to verify your work. Since we've already created the Ubuntu VM, we can put a check mark next to number 1. Next up, we need to verify the CAC. We do this via an SSH connection into the machine, we like putty, where we ping the domain. Per the CAC instructions, we need to enable remote access by configuring an external IP address on the CAC. We've already downloaded the Cloud Access Connector install package, so that brings us to number 5. Click the Generate button to produce a token for the CAC. Next, click the Copy button on the right to collect the token for transfer to the CAC. When the installer completes, the IP address of the Cloud Access Connector will be displayed inside the connector's node in the CAM. Okay, so now that the connector and the broker are installed and deployed, what's next? So at this point, you install the agent on your target or host device. This is a hardened or virtual workstation end users are connecting to. There are 2 types of agents, the standard agent and the graphics agent. You use the graphics agent on targets with GPU. Everything else uses standard agent. And finally, after installing the agent on target devices, you'll install the PCoIP software client on whatever endpoints your users are connecting from. So let's recap. Agents are installed on hosts or targets. Clients are installed on user endpoints. When you're ready to test, simply enter the external IP address of your connector into the PCoIP software client. Click Next, Save, and Connect. It's that easy. Once you've done that, you get one CAS Manager virtual desktop up and ready to deliver productivity tools to your employees and contractors. That concludes today's Ask the Architect presentation. If you want more information, please check out the links on this page. We'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.